Welcome to Mixed Videos Online 2023.
Subscribe now.
One of the most populated cities in the world is London. It has quaint pubs, top-notch, and frequently free, museums, a rich history, some of the world's best theatre productions, a diverse population, amazing food, and a wild nightlife. Even though it's a cliché, there truly is something for everyone in this vast metropolis. Since I first started going to London in 2008, I've come to like the city more and more. I keep falling in love with it as I travel more and witness more amazing things. There is always something fresh to do here, and the city has a vibrant atmosphere. Unfortunately, it's also a costly place to travel. If you're not careful, a trip here could blow a hole in any budget. Fortunately, London offers a ton of free and inexpensive activities. While budget tourists must exercise caution in this area, it is still possible to visit London on a tight budget and have a great time. This London travel guide can assist you in organizing your trip, making financial savings, and getting the most out of your time in this international city. Top 5 things to see and do in London. 1. View the House of Parliament and Big Ben. Even though you can't climb the tower, you can still see this Gothic building from the street and hear its 4 hourly bells. Big Ben, which is also used to refer to the clock in the tower, is actually the name of the Great Bell of the Great Clock of Westminster, which is located inside Elizabeth Tower at the north end of the Palace of Westminster. While you're here, see the 1801 founded Parliament, arrive early or order tickets online to discover more about the UK government. Self-directed multimedia tours are £22 sterling and 50 pence, and guided tours are £29 sterling. The best view of the tower is from the opposite side of the river on the south bank, near the London Eye. 2. Visit Tower Bridge and the Tower of London. Since its construction in 1070, the Tower of London has undergone numerous expansions. In order to retain access to the Pool of London docks while reducing traffic on both sides of the river, it was constructed as a double-leaf bascule bridge in the middle. Both sides lift up. You may explore the tower's interior and stroll around the glass walkways. Up until 1810, this location produced weapons, armor, and coins. Today, visitors can view the famous crown jewels, stroll through recreated medieval palace rooms, walk the battlements, see the iconic yeoman warders, also known as the beefeaters because they were permitted to eat all the beef they wanted from King Henry VI's table, and spot the legendary black ravens that live in the tower. 3. Be in awe of Buckingham Palace. The changing of the guard takes place at 11 AM every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday throughout the year. Buckingham Palace is only available to the public for 10 weeks in the summer. Get there early to secure a good viewing spot. Tickets to enter the palace are expensive, costing £30 sterling online, £33 sterling in person, while premium guided tours cost £90 sterling. The Royal Collection Trust website has information about additional events that take place all year long. 4. See Westminster Abbey. The Gothic Westminster Abbey was built by Benedictine monks in 960 CE and is a functioning royal church. There are more than 3,300 persons buried here, including 17 kings and queens, and many royal funerals have taken place over the years. Since 1066, every coronation and numerous other royal events, including 16 weddings, have taken place there. It is the customary coronation venue for British monarchs. Charles Darwin, Sir Isaac Newton, Aphra Behn, and Charles Dickens are among the other well-known Britons interred here. Tickets cost £27 sterling, but you can visit for free if you go during the service. Just make sure to dress and act appropriately as it is a place of worship. 5. Visit Trafalgar Square. Take a stroll around and take in the iconic fountains and structures, including Nelson's Column, which celebrates Admiral Nelson's victory at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, and the 4 bronze lion statues. There is a ton what do because it is surrounded on all sides by a variety of museums, galleries, cultural centers, and historic structures. Peaceful protests and rallies are regularly held at Trafalgar Square, which is also renowned as a hub of national democracy and protest, typically on weekends. Many people hang out here even when there aren't any official activities, making it a fantastic area to people watch. Other things to see and do in London. 1. Go on an accosted walking tour. There are many different walking tours available in London. London offers a variety of excursions, including free, specialty, paid, literary, and eccentric tea trips. When it comes to free tours, my two favorite firms to use are Free London Walking Tours and New Europe Walking Tours. They offer the most cost-effective options for sightseeing and city exploration. Don't forget to leave a tip at the end. If you're looking for more in-depth and specific tours, check out Take Walks. They offer affordable tours that go into a lot of detail. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, Get Your Guide runs an awesome Harry Potter tour around the city for £15 sterling. 2 tours several museums. There are more museums in London than you can visit in one trip, and many of them are free. Without spending a dime, you can spend days exploring renowned museums like the Tate, the British Museum, the City Museum, the National Gallery, the Historical Museum, and many others. The Natural History Museum, a stunning Romanesque structure that houses over 80 million things, including specimens gathered by Charles Darwin, is one of my faves. It is a fascinating and instructive stop because it also has a sizable collection of fossils. The Victoria and Albert Museum, named after Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, is another favorite of mine. It's home to over 2,000 works of art covering over 3,000 years of human history. 3. Visit Borough Market for some cuisine. The 1756 founded Borough Market in London has something for every cuisine enthusiast. It produces and serves some of the best foods from Britain and throughout the world. Come here when you're hungry and depart full. Also fantastic for people watching. The market is open every day, but Saturdays are the busiest, so arrive early. 4. Go to the theatre. London is renowned for its vibrant theatre community. While you're here, check out a performance to witness some of London's legendary performances. There are performances every night, and tickets may be had for relatively little money. Check out TKTS for deals on West End performances. A Shakespeare performance at the Globe in South London is another option. Tickets range from £5 to £62 sterling, depending on the performance and seat you select. 5. Wander down Brick Lane. This East London street is a local favourite because it offers affordable food, vintage clothing, and art. Although the restaurants and stores surrounding the street are open every day, Sunday is the best day to visit because this is when the outdoor street market is held. Since Brick Lane is the centre of London's Bangladeshi community, it has some of the greatest, and cheapest, food in the city, particularly when it comes to curry. Along with being an excellent site to take pictures, the street is also home to some of London's top street painters, such as Banksy, D*Face, and Ben Ain. 6. Ride the London Eye. A 152-metre, 500-foot-tall, Ferris wheel is called the London Eye. It's somewhat kitschy, but it's still one of London's most well-liked attractions. On a clear day, it offers spectacular views of London and the city's most famous structures and is directly across the street from the Parliament. Although tickets cost £32 sterling and 50 pence, they can be worthwhile if you want to act the tourist and enjoy the scenery. Tickets for the 30-minute trip start at £32 sterling and 50 pence. 7. Go to the London Dungeon. The London Dungeon bills itself as the world's most chillingly famous horror attraction. It is a macabre but intriguing museum that spans 2,000 years of London's horrific past. This location has evolved into more of a amusement park-style attraction, despite the fact that you can learn about common torture techniques used in England. However, it's fun if you like terrifying boat excursions and escape chambers. Online ticket purchases cost £29 sterling, in-person purchases cost £32 sterling. 8. Take a look at St. Paul's Cathedral. An eye-catching English Baroque cathedral with a well-known dome is St. Paul's. The landmark structure, designed by Christopher Wren, was completed in the 17th century. You can go inside to the crypt to see where notable people like Christopher Wren, Admiral Nelson, and the Duke of Wellington are buried, or you can just admire the cathedral's sparkling mosaics and intricate stone sculptures. A highlight is to ascend to the Stone Gallery or Golden Gallery for expansive views of the surrounding London if you don't mind ascending some stairs. Admission costs from £18 sterling when you buy online, which is cheaper than the London Eye and offers similarly breathtaking views. 9. Investigate Covent Garden. The famed West End district of Covent Garden is a great place to spend an afternoon. Numerous oddball vendors, street performers, an artsy market, and a variety of unique bars and coffee cafes may be found there. All the major musical theatre productions are also close to Covent Garden, making it a fantastic area to spend some time before seeing a show. Covent Garden Market, which has been operating since the 1830s, should definitely be visited. It's a good location for eating or browsing the artisan craft stalls. It is open from Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m, and on Saturdays from April to December there is an outdoor farmers market. 10. Travel to the Shakespeare Globe. Shakespeare's Globe, a replica of the old Globe Theatre where the renowned playwright wrote his works, is a significant piece of English history. Shakespeare enthusiasts must watch it since the performances incorporate nearly exact copies of Elizabethan theatrical techniques. For shouting and heckling, you can even take a seat in front where the groundlings did. Because the theatre has an open roof, dress warmly in the winter. Depending on the play and the seat, you can stand like they did in Elizabethan times. Tickets range from £5 to £62 sterling. You can also take a guided tour for £17 sterling to learn more about the history of the theatre. More specialised ones such as the Ghosts and Gals tour or the Pride tour cost £20 sterling. 11. Discover Camden Market. Camden Market, a long-time stronghold for the counterculture, has more than 1,000 independently owned stores, booths, cafes, restaurants, pubs, buskers, and everything in between. It receives more than 250,000 visitors each week and is extremely well-liked and busy on the weekends. Camden Market is actually a collection of 6 individual markets, so you might spend hours exploring the maze of passageways and still not see everything. 12. View the Royal Observatory, please. The Royal Observatory at Greenwich has been crucial to astronomy and navigation since its founding in the late 17th century. The observatory is split into 2 halves, with one area devoted to time and the other to astronomy. You can position yourself in the meridian courtyard on either side of the prime meridian, which divides the eastern and western hemispheres of the planet. Here you may also find the Peter Harrison Planetarium, where a show costs £10 sterling. Cost of the Royal Observatory is £16 sterling. 13. Circulate the Strand. The Strand of the Thames became one of the most prominent areas to reside in the 12th century as a result of wealthy noblemen's construction of exquisite homes and gardens there. This fact is still true now. Enjoy a spectacular display of wealth and beauty as you stroll down this avenue. Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli referred to it as the finest street in Europe in the 19th century. From Trafalgar Square to Temple Bar, the Strand is home to a wide variety of businesses, pubs, iconic structures, and vintage hotels. 14. Enjoy a beer at Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese. There has been a tavern at this place since 1538, but it has been around since the Great Fire of 1666. The inside is surprisingly spacious, and fires keep patrons toasty during the winter. The vaulted vaults, wood panelling, an evocative absence of natural illumination give the interior a feeling of being transported back in time. Famous authors including R.L. Stevenson, Mark Twain, Oliver Goldsmith, and others frequented, and wrote about, this specific tavern in the past. 15. Visit the Churchill War Rooms. The Churchill War Rooms, which are a museum about Winston Churchill's life and the government's World War II Command Centre, are situated beneath the Treasury Building in Westminster's Whitehall neighbourhood. An interactive table that allows users to access digital Churchill archive material serves as the core of the entire space. One of the top sites in the city if you love history as much as I do. You should definitely go, and I urge you to. The cost is justified. Entry costs £29 sterling. 16. Unwind in Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park. Go to Hyde Park or Kensington Gardens for some respite if you want to escape the city's noise and activity. Both parks are recognised as Royal Parks of London and are conveniently located close to one another for visitors. The most well-known park in London is Hyde Park. It was once Henry VI's exclusive hunting grounds before it was made public in 1637. Today, it is a wonderful spot to stroll, have a picnic, or attend one of the many events held there annually. The Serpentine Galleries and Kensington Palace are both located in Kensington Gardens. Nearly 250 acres make up the park and the gardens. 17. Attend Jack the Ripper. One of the most notorious murderers in London, Jack the Ripper's identity remains a mystery. Every evening, a huge number of tourists learn about Jack the Ripper in the East End on an absurd number of identical trips. The tour takes you into dim alleyways and makes stops at places where the infamous serial killer once stood. Tickets are £15 each. London travel costs. Prices at hostels range from £16 to £25 per night for a bed in a dorm with 4 to 8 beds to £13 to £16 for a bed in a dorm with 10 to 18 beds. Costs range from £50 to £90 per night for a private room with a common bathroom. Expect to pay at least £10 more in peak season and to pay twice as much if you wish to stay closer to the city's core. Free Wi-Fi is commonplace, and many hostels also include self-catering options and free breakfast. Hotel rooms at a cheap ranging price from £70 to £100 per night. Peak season and the centre both have higher prices. Simple conveniences like a coffee, tea maker, TV, and free Wi-Fi are to be expected. In London, there are numerous Airbnb possibilities. And complete home or apartment starts at about £90 to £150 per night, more in peak season, while a separate room costs between £45 and £60, £80 to £100 in the centre. Food. Despite the fact that British food has greatly improved as a result of immigration and colonisation, it is still very much a meat and potatoes nation. Fish and chips continue to be a popular choice for lunch and dinner, along with roasted and stewed meats, sausages, meat pies, and the traditional Yorkshire pudding. Curry, and other Indian dishes, such as tikka masala, are super popular too. If you stick to street food and food carts, you can eat reasonably in London. Besides, many hostels offer free breakfast. Fish and fries or a kebab can be found for roughly £7 a piece. For lunch entree, Indian food can be had for 8 to 10 GBP. Pizza costs £8 to £12, while burritos and sandwiches cost £5 to £9. For a combo lunch, fast food, think McDonald's, costs about £13. Expect to pay between £14 and £16 for a medium-sized lunch of classic British food in a pub or restaurant. A glass of wine costs about 7 to 10 GBP, while a pint of beer can cost up to 6 to 8 GBP. In London, there are many upscale restaurants, but they are expensive. In a mid-range restaurant, a 3-course meal with a drink should cost at least £30 to £35 and as much as £70 in a higher-end venue. A week's worth of groceries, if you want to cook for yourself, costs about 50 to 60 GBP. With this, you can purchase basic foods like rice, pasta, vegetables, and some meat. Lidl and Aldi are the greatest supermarkets for finding affordable food. Sainsbury's and Tesco are more mid-range, and Marks and Spencer and Waitrose are more upscale. Getting the Taste card is a fantastic way to save money. This Diners Club card provides 2-for-1 deals in addition to 50% off savings at a large number of restaurants. It can truly pay off, especially if you wish to enjoy any excellent meals. Fish and chips can only sustain you for so long. Backpacking London suggested budgets. Travelling on a budget in London, plan on spending about £60 each day. With this amount, you may live in a dorm at a hostel, use public transportation, prepare all of your own meals, consume little alcohol, and limit your spending to cost-free activities like visiting museums, parks, and free walking tours. If you intend to drink, increase your daily spending by an additional £10. The average person may live comfortably on £150 per day if they stay in a private Airbnb room, dine out for the most of their meals, indulge in a few drinks, use public transportation and the rare cab, and pay to see places like Tower Bridge or Westminster Abbey. You can stay in a hotel, eat out anywhere you like, drink more, take more taxes, and participate in any activities and trips you like on a luxury budget of roughly £300 or more each day. But for luxury, this is merely the ground floor. There are no boundaries. According to your travel preferences, you can use the chart below to obtain a general estimate of how much money you need to set aside each day. Remember that these are daily averages and that you may spend more or less on any given day, or even less every day. We simply wish to provide you with a rough outline for creating your budget. The currency is GBP. London Travel Guide, Money Saving Tips. One of the priciest cities in the world is London. However, There are many methods to reduce your expenses and save money here because of its free museums, affordable bars, and a large number of hostels. Here are my best suggestions for cutting costs in London. 1. Explore all the free museums in London. The Museum of London, the British Museum, the Natural History Museum, and the Science Museum are just a few of the institutions that are free to enter. Additionally free, two of my favorite museums are the National Gallery and Tate Modern. 2. Purchase an Oyster card, which will save you roughly 50% on each trip on the bus, the train, or the tram. Get this card if you anticipate using the tube frequently. At the conclusion of your journey, you can request a refund for the remaining balance on the card. You can also use a contactless credit or debit card for travel if you are charged for overseas transactions, and the system automatically caps your travel expenses so you never pay more than you would have if you had purchased a travel card. To ensure that you are charged the correct fare, just remember to tap in and out at the start and end of each ride. 3. People watching at the markets. Sunday is market day in London, and some of the most well-liked options include Camden Market, Portobello Market, and the Flower Market. Without spending a penny, you may people watch, take some pictures, and take in the local London scene. For Watch the Guards change. Each day at 11 AM, the Horse Guards at Whitehall change, as does the Guard at Buckingham Palace, 4 times a week. On Sundays, the Guard at Whitehall changes at 10 AM. Enjoy these fascinating, cost-free festivities and experience authentic British flair. 5. London is a vast city with many gorgeous, old buildings. Just walk about and take it all in. I once walked for 4 hours and hardly scratched the surface of the route I intended to take, which is why I needed an Oyster card. However, once you leave the popular tourist region near the Thames, you may see London as a native. At all of London's tourist information centres, you can get free maps outlining walking routes across the city. 6. Get last-minute theatre tickets. The official booth in Leicester Square is where you can get last-minute tickets for the theatre. Every day's availability changes, so arrive early if possible. Additionally, smaller performances and comedy evenings are often available at venues like Leicester Square Theatre, where tickets start at around £17 sterling, if you don't want to spend a lot of money to watch The Lion King or Les Miserables. 7. Avoid using taxis. They are quite pricey in London and can break your budget. One night I stayed out past the time the tube shut down, and the taxi to my hotel cost me £31 sterling. Keep in mind that if you start taking cabs everywhere, you'll end up paying hundreds of dollars per day. 8. The Central, Jubilee, Northern, Piccadilly, and Victoria lines do run all night on Friday and Saturday nights, but the tube in London closes at 12:30 AM. Get a map of the night bus routes so you can easily return to your hotel or hostel without having to pay excessive cab fares. This will help you avoid doing so. These buses operate across the city and the suburbs. 9. Take a free walking tour. London, like most other European cities, offers a variety of free walking tours that are conducted all throughout the city. Try New Europe for a historical perspective of the city, and free tours by foot for off-the-beaten-path excursions. 10. Get the Taste card. This Diners Club card gives 2-for-1 deals and 50% off at thousands of eateries. It can truly pay off, especially if you wish to enjoy any excellent meals. 11. Purchase a London Pass. The Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, and St. Paul's Cathedral are just a few of the over 80 London attractions that are accessible with a London Pass. 1-day, 2-day, and 3-day passes cost £89, £115, and £135 sterling, respectively. The highest pass available is a 10-day pass, which costs £199 sterling, though there are frequently promotions offering savings on this. If you intend to do a lot of sightseeing, this pass offers considerable savings. Other passes include the London Sightseeing Pass, which offers the opportunity to add transportation expenses, and the London City Pass from Turbo Pass. 12. Bring a reusable water bottle to save money and lessen your usage of plastic, as the tap water is safe to drink here. My preferred brand is Life Straw because their bottles have internal filters that guarantee your water is always pure and safe. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.